It's raining cap shields on today's single figure review. Welcome back as we take a look at the Marvel Select Captain America. This just came in from the wonderful people over at Diamond Select, and I am so excited to crack this guy open. I've already seen amazing things over on Instagram about this figure, and based on the improvements that I noticed on the Jean-Claude Van Damme figure that I recently got my hands on, I am so excited to see what kind of articulation improvements, the sculpt work, the paint, just all of the wonderful things. And yeah, I have a lot of Captain America figures, and we're going to be comparing him to all of them to see, is this the definitive Steve Rogers for your collection? I am blown away by how well this represents Captain America. I mean, this is tremendous. Now, a couple nitpicks aside, I mean, unfortunately, I had this little splotch of red, but that's literally going to take me half a second to dab with some white paint, so I'm not worried about that. But the rest, I mean, this is exactly how I picture Cap. Classic comic, love the boots and the cuffs. He's got some little bit of scaling built in here, which you can see in the lighting. I mean, that's so neat. Not full-blown scales, but just like a hint, a little homage. Because what's really neat about this is that he has two distinct setups for this. You have like early Captain America, and then you have his more contemporary modern look. Marvel Selects has been doing a really cool job of taking iconic figures that have different eras and being able to get both aspects in figure form all on one figure based on the swappable pieces and accessories. But yeah, just in terms of the looks department alone, my goodness. Love those big pecs. Love that massive star. Got some ab work cut in there. Veins on the biceps. He's been hitting the gym as always, hitting that punching bag. Yeah, he's muscly without being disproportionate. Great sculpt. And then paint. You know, again, even the boots have some nice weathering to them. I'm just always in awe of how well Marvel Select and Diamond Select figures look in regards to their paint and texture. Articulation. Ooh, now, interesting fun fact that my man Zach Oat recently received his first 2 Mythic Legions from both myself and fellow Toy Daddy Toy Father. And something that he noted was in the box, they include the directions to heat up their figures. And sorry, Cody, too much new toys. Hashtag Zach Oat is Team Heat. So I hit Cap with a hairdryer, just like I did with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And wow, once you get that loosened up, he can move. So he's got double jointed knees, that you can have the little thigh rotation in the hips there. Oh man, there is a boot swivel boot cut, which is awesome. Nice ankle rockers. I mean, you're gonna get everything that you want in an articulation sense, except for this lower ab, which, you know, in terms of having a double ball joint, that is still my favorite in terms of posing, to have that ability for the lower ab. But again, with heat, he's no slouch. I mean, he's slouching now, but he will have some nice rotation on there. So again, I'm not going to fault it because everything else is so spectacular, including double jointed elbows. It gives me the goosebumps. It's insane. Like, finally. But Cap delivers just all over the place. He's also got really nice neck movement here. with the ball peg, and there you go, and he can look up. I mean, oh, I'm so excited to get this guy posed up. I am so blown away. Oh, I just continue to get the goosebumps. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So yeah, from an articulation standpoint, Cap is spectacular. It wouldn't be a Marvel Select figure without an amazing assortment of accessories. So this would, in fact, change the look of Cap, which we are going to take a gander at. But he's got the shoulder straps here. He's got this nice, big, chunky belt. Quick note that the belt has a button latch over here. So that does make that very convenient to pop on. It's the same situation with the Iceman. Marvel Select, because he came with 2 different belts that you could swap on Bobby. But there we go. He's got 5 other hands. So he's got a set of fists. He's also got the salute hands, if you will. And he's got a right gripping hand to swap out with that pointing finger. You have 7 different hands. You then also have the mask down for the unmasked look, because of course you do end up getting this incredible unmasked Steve Rogers head. Wow, that is awesome. That looks really good. And then we have the early Cap look with the exposed neck. That is so rad to be able to swap them out into either of those. And then, of course, to cap things off, pun intended, can't go wrong. You need a shield, and this is really, really nice and textured. Well, not even textured, I should say, but it's layered. It's sculpted on there. This is a beautiful Cap shield. This might be my new favorite. When I got to talk to Toy Father the other day, and we have the early Cap shield. So let's take a look at how these accessories now affect his overall appearance. So here's how Cap now looks with the belt and harness on. That's looking real good. And this is the fun part of these shields, is that in order to get the look of the shield behind the back, that removes. That is so awesome. So he's got the, oh, he does, that's right. There's only one posing hole back here. And this then ports into this harness. Yeah, buddy. Wow. That looks so good. That looks so good. I'm just gushing because I'm blown away at every single turn. But now let's see how he looks with the unmasked head sculpt on. I don't know if you guys have a better way, but for me, whenever I have a shield like this is how I usually do it, where I will get the hand situated into the harness first and then peg in. And again, I'm struggling a little bit here just because I always do with this style. But let's see. So if I move this peg up. But yeah, I like to include this stuff because again, it's a learning opportunity for me. If somebody has a better way of dealing with Cap shields with the harness, Mezco shields, any type of things like that where you have to get it situated through there. If you have a better way, please let me know. I want you to love this figure as much as I do. Oh man. There we go. But there's the unmasked head on the body with the mask down. Here he is holding the shield. So there's the unmasked head. And to be honest, I mean, as cool as the old style Cap is, I prefer the circular shield to this one. So I'm going to show you real quick. I'll swap it out, but I don't know. This is, to me, that's my definitive Cap look right here between that and then with the wing tips, as it were. But let's take a look at the original design. Yep, that's pretty awesome too. He looks fantastic. It is just a matter of removing the belts, the shoulder straps, and then popping on this head sculpt, and then using the other shields. Now, point of concern, something to be aware of. I am very anxious when it comes to my toys. I usually just get one. I don't do the rock and stock. So I am very careful when it comes to both posing and handling my figures. And just in taking off the harness, if you take a look at his shoulder right here, a little piece of the blue paint just chipped off. So that is unfortunate. That's my own doing. But I want you to be aware that that could be a thing, and I don't want you to get upset about it because, you know, their paintwork is so spectacular. So it really does bum me out because I just did it with my own hands, and that is frustrating. But again, it's on me. I did that. So as cool as it is to have a version of World War II cap, the bottom line is I'm going to be using this in a contemporary setting. So the shoulder harness will go back on and stay there forever. So I'm just gonna have to be careful putting that over there, and I'll be able to touch that up. Just something to be aware of. But he really does look great as this version too. So you can't go wrong however you wanna pose or display him. The thing about putting on the harness is that you can't not scrape it down along the figure. So that's why from here on out, this is how it's gonna live. But yeah, that's just, again, just wanted to show you that quick little change. Comparison time! All right, to kick things off, I wanted to show you an old Marvel Select Spider-Man that I have in terms of the improvements that Diamond has done. I mean, this guy, gorgeous to look at, can't move up. Articulation was limited to here. Single jointed knees, single jointed elbows, but again, couldn't look up, couldn't look down. So beautiful sculpt work as always, beautiful paint job, but for posability, highly limited. But when you see them together, they look great. That looks awesome. But I can't do too much with this Spidey, not in terms of what I would want to do with him. But yeah, what a tremendous upgrade we are currently experiencing. So now, for the rest of the comparison, I have figures from SHFiguarts, Mezco, and a ton of legends. So let's see, based on the height differential, here is my SHFiguarts. This is the, I forget if they called it the face-off cap, but this is the cap figure when he fought himself, where you were able to buy two of them if you wanted to have him fight himself during his time travel routine. But this is a cool one, but you can see how short he is. He looks like Marvel Select's teenage son. But again, I love this SHFiguarts based on the articulation, the head sculpt. This is the best version of Chris Evans that I own in figure form. Even though that grimace face, but the other head sculpt looks fantastic. That is a Chris Evans in my eyes. And he goes really well with all of my other SHFiguarts Avengers. So I have that core MCU team, most of them. And yeah, so I enjoy having this guy, but sometimes that scale can make it a little hard to blend in with Marvel Legends. So let's take a look at a Marvel Legends. Here's Bucky Cap. Once again, you can see the height difference there, but this Bucky Cap, really such an incredible improvement. Still with, you know, the ab crunch, but with the butterfly joints. This is a really fun figure to move around. I'll be interested to see one day when they put that on the Renew Your Vows buck, which is still my favorite Marvel Legends buck. But as you know, that's still just rolled out slowly as opposed to universal. We take Spidey out of here. This was early into my toy photography journey. Here is it the Clash of Champions? But the video game cap where he's in like Tony Stark's suit. That is such a killer look. Even if, again, I never played the game, I just wanted to complete, I believe it was for Mr. Hyde. But man, I mean, who doesn't love an Iron Man cap suit? That is so great. So I really do love that figure. And again, it gave me a reason to take it off the shelf for this video. Here is from the What If wave, mixing things up, but another SHIELD carrier. But here's Captain Carter. And she is, again, a gorgeous Marvel Legends figure. I'm not crazy about how her shield works on her arm. You did have to stick the entire hand through. Like, there was no gripping, otherwise it would just be flopping all over. And even that way, it still flops all over. Her whole construction is better than most female Marvel Legend bodies. The fact that it has the upper ab rotation, has double jointed elbows. I mean, she is solidly constructed. The boots are better than the tiny little feet or high heel feet that they sometimes put on. And then her head sculpt is awesome. But even so, I still will have trouble standing her at times. But very happy to have her. Now here is Commander Rogers. This is a figure, once again, that I was super excited to get my hands on. I love this design. I love this look. I love this, again, the harnesses, the straps, and then that holographic shield is really great. The head sculpt, it's interesting, like a little messier hair, I mean, it is Cap, no doubt, but the biggest thing that got me was the lack of butterfly joints and pins at this point of time with Marvel Legends for when he came out. Like, he should have had way more updates. But once again, just in order to, this is the only option to get this figure that I at least am aware of. So, I had to live with it. No big deal. We're gonna have to take some of these guys out of here now to see the rest. So here, let's take these two out. Here is Anthony Mackie's Captain America. I saved putting the wings on because obviously that takes up a lot more room. But this was from the Disney Plus wave, the original. So this was with the Build-A-Figure wings. And he looks great. They eventually did do a 2-pack with another Chris Evans Captain America that had the alternate head sculpt without the goggles on. This is the version that I'm going to stick with. I've been steering away from more MCU figures as it is. So that's the one I need. That's no big deal. I did recently order the updated Falcon as Captain America comic version, which is up on Target right now as a pre-order. And he comes with the wings, and I'm very excited for that one. And we have Ultimate Cap. This is another great design. My big thing here was the lack of lower ab crunch, but it's hard to knock it when I'm showering this one in so much love. So yeah, once again, a lower ab ball joint does make a lot of difference in terms of articulation, but it doesn't make it a bad figure by any means. And yeah, he's been really cool. I love this design. Lack of butterfly joints again, but what to me makes up for it is the scales, the overall look, the sculpt work that went into the different pants, and then getting a nice clean looking comic book cap shield for my Marvel Legends. This is a fun one. I call this guy this is Captain America, the Last Avenger. So this is on the Infinity War Captain America MCU body. You were able to find this figure everywhere for maybe $10 at Ross. There were so many. I remember one day I walked in, but I had bought this the day it came out. And I like those other two head sculpts of bearded Chris Evans because I think it looks like me, kind of. Again, bearded white guy, so it kind of works. But the Old Man Hawkeye, if you have not been in the toy community for very long, when that 2-pack came out with Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Logan, this head sculpt was being used everywhere across Instagram and toy photography, because this is just one of the most handsome, well-designed head sculpts out there with the wind-blown long hair. And he can be used in so many different ways. So the idea hit me using this buck that this would be the final adventure of Captain America. So I love that. And US Agent. And this was, once again, like in terms of figure form, the same as a lot of these other Cap figures, but with the US Agent comic scheme. And yeah, I needed to have him. I needed to have him. That was actually a Macy's pickup, so I was able to get him for a deep discount too. And he is a nice addition to the collection. And last but not least, we have my Mezco cap. And I definitely criminally underutilized this figure. So I got this cap a while back now from my Mezco dealer, Toy Migo Lago Figs. And it's spectacular. It was when I was just getting my hands on every single Mezco that I could. And what's neat about this, obviously, is the look of it. I love that you're able to get a lot of movement because it is baggier pants. This is this nice material. So even this is an older Mezco where they have made improvements to both the articulation and also the fabric. But, you know, because it's this stretchy material, I don't have to worry about it too much. And yeah, get some nice twisting around. I'm not terribly worried, maybe to an extent, as to some peeling of the scales on this. So it doesn't look like anything is affecting it, but that is something that I do keep an eye on. So just like all my Mezcos, I pose slow, and after I take my photos, I put him back into vanilla. But what's neat about the shield is that Mezco uses magnets here. So here we go. If I slide the hand through, and then it's magnetized, which is really awesome. Now it can make it, especially when it's on his back, where it could pop off, but still, it's a cool design choice. I'm not mad at it in that blend of modern and classic. So there's my caps. So there you have it. Is this your definitive Captain America in your collection? Will it be? For me, he is, in terms of the best looking Captain America that I have. In terms of toy photography, there's going to be a lot of scaling issues. So when I use him in photography, it's going to be either in portraits or with other Marvel Select figures. I'm going to have a real hard time pairing him with other legends. However, he would be a perfect crossover figure for any kind of Marvel DC stuff I want to do if I want to throw him in with some McFarlanes. So he's spectacular, but let me know, guys, in the chat, what do you think about this? Will you be picking up this cap? Is the scale too much of a turnoff for you? Or are all of the improvements to the articulation, the swappability, is that going to seal the deal for you? So definitely let me know that. And now to close things out, I had asked my man, Machu Toy, from Between Two Sentinels, if I could use some posing pictures. These were just some hand pics that he threw in a group chat I'm in with him. So let's enjoy a little bit of Machu magic. And just a reminder that every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live to talk about life in toys. So I hope to see you in the chat one of these days. But in the meantime, have a great one right now. Peace.